Hello, everybody. I am SunPsychic Jean, and please welcome Daphne from Relax with Daphne.
Thank you, Jean. It's always such a pleasure to be here with you and your audience. You have amazing community members.
I'm so very blessed. I love each and every one of the community members and chatters and everybody that watches now or watches later. I really appreciate all of you being here together. And we are simulcasting on Daphne's channel. If you have not had the opportunity, please do go over to at Relax with Daphne, and that is how you get to her YouTube channel. And she has a variety of different offerings there that you will really love. Tell us a little bit about what some things you have on your YouTube.
Thank you, Jean. Yes, I am what's called an energy medicine practitioner. So I started out in this intuitive world with Reiki. And from there, I've added on many other offerings. And one of the consistent offerings that I do every week is an intention meditation. And I use a special technique that was inspired by the book Power of Eight by science writer Lynn McTaggart. And she gets groups of people together to work on healing messages and to build everybody's lives up. And it is a source of meditation that's very simple, really easy to do. I've done it every week for 5 years, going on 6. And I absolutely love how helpful it can be in boosting people's health, happiness, contentment, peace of mind, relationships, getting jobs. It's just so much fun. And I do that every week at 7 o'clock Pacific on my channel, Relax with Daphne. And the reason why my channel is called Relax with Daphne is because healing begins with relaxation. Your body physically needs to be in a relaxed mode in order for your body to repair itself. So the offerings that I have, which include Reiki and intuitive readings and sound healing and flower essence practicing and shamanic plant spirit healing, all of those complement physical healing that you and your body and your doctor, your medical team, are putting together. So my work is very complementary to SunPsychic Jean's. I mean, mediumship, we were just talking about how healing it is to hear those messages from our loved ones. And I just am so grateful that there's so many modalities we can use to help people right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That was beautiful. Just a beautiful introduction. So, and I do see a couple of the chatters here said they just subscribed. They just subscribed. Yep.
Thank you
Mm-hmm.
so much. I
Mm-hmm.
love that. Well,
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that I often ask people to do is to email me and let me know if we can meditate for you for some, for a cause that you care about, for a job, for a trip. I like to meditate on all different types of things, and you can email me at relaxwithdaphne@gmail.com.
It's really, really cool. And you're also involved with Marina's Shine Your Light. Is that correct? Are you doing that tonight?
Yes, I am. I think I'm joining her at 7 o'clock Pacific towards the
Mm-hmm.
end of the show. And that shows, this is the 12th episode of that. And I love meeting all the different intuitive workers and readers and Akashic healers. It's just such a great time. And I feel like Marina does, that people don't know how many ways there are out there to achieve healing and to get peace of mind and to experience the amazing I call it the quantum field, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I love the background that you chose for today's show, because it reminds me of the endless possibilities and the infinite potential that exists between our spirit, our biofield, our chakra body, our humanness. I mean, we have a lot of fun that we can have with this, with the energies and the flow of energies amongst human beings.
Well, you're a really good teacher on top of all of that with everything that you do. I know that I shared in several of your events together, and I have had such profound experiences and that you've introduced me to. Number one would be the flower essences, and more. I mean, it's just one experience is wonderful. I also have a playlist for Daphne, and this is all spontaneous. I didn't. Neither one of us expected to go into this, but Daphne's playlist, you'll see all of the different modalities and offerings and ideas and practices that she wanted to do together with us, and I have it in a playlist together if you ever want to see. One of my favorite ones was calling in a specialty spirit guide and scribble magic. I mean, my gosh, you wouldn't believe some of the
I
things.
love scribble magic. I forgot about those. Those are so much fun and so helpful. So helpful.
They are, and they're worth repeating for sure. So please do take some time and go through the playlist because it's just phenomenal. Wonderful. All right, very good. And I recently had Stacy on her art key code or soul code art portraits, and that was so much fun. And we all used to do shows and events together as well. So it was nice having her on. And Carol Young is here. Hi, Carol. Nice to see you. Jan A, Jenny in Virginia, Annie's
Yay.
Gifts, Brina, I see you.
Lots of
And
friends.
Shine Truth is here. Ascending Universal is here. Christine Thomas is here. Let me see. Am I missing anybody? Thank you all for being here. And thank you all for participating. So, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing some readings. And Daphne, did you want to explain a little bit the process of how we're going to offer insights as far as how to most make the most of your 2026?
I have been thinking about my predictions for 2026 lately, and I'm not ready to present them. They're still forming, but it occurred to me that people in the audience might be interested in some kind of like encouragement, insight, direction going into the next year. Because I think, I don't see the energy slowing down. Do you? I mean, we are in a time of accelerating change.
Yeah,
How
brakes
how
don't
are,
work. The brakes don't
no,
work. And I think
what
of that
breaks?
movie Speed with the
Yes.
bus and Keanu Reeves and uh, what Sandra Bullock. That's where we are, guys. We're on the bus.
We are, and it's a time when we can do things the old way and end up harming ourselves or just being very uncomfortable and missing the energy, or we can step into a new way of looking at our lives, looking at what we can and can't accomplish, what's most important to us right now. I mean, no matter what is happening on the planet, there are always people who are having the best of times and people having the worst of times. How do we navigate what's coming at us? How do we make our way through it as healthy and happy as we can be? So that's what I wanted to bring forward today for everybody. So I don't know if it would work best if people ask a specific question, like maybe give us an area of their life. Like if you want career, you want relationships, you want, school, in any particular area. If you want to ask a question about that, I think that would make a nice springboard to some messages from 2026. And to be clear, these messages are coming through our guides from your guides. So if you ask a question about a particular thing, your guides may or may not ask for something in addition to that, right? Like you may be interested in hearing, oh, am I going to move to Tulsa next year? But your guides are like, hey, by the way, you need to maybe eat more vegetables, right? We don't know what they're going to come up with, but I'd sure love to hear.
And if it is general or vague, it will probably go with the spiritual, like your overall spiritual journey or spiritual advice or spiritual expectations. But this is all new for us, and stepping out and doing things that you have never encountered before is really some of the most beautiful ways to engage with spirit, because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you build this expectation in your ego. If you try something you've never done before, it's all creative, it's all unknown, and that's where all the magic, the miracles, and the discovery and the aha moments come in. So if you do something that you've always done, you know what you're going to get. But if you do something you've never done before, and this is a good description about stepping outside of your comfort zone, and that's what Daphne and I are going to do today. Very much so.
Yeah, and thank you, Jean, for being willing to go there with me. I mean, that's why I have a playlist, right? I can never do the same thing twice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and Jenny was just saying she's asking for prayers for her aunt and uncle. He's very sick, and would you please send love and light to him? Oh, absolutely, Jenny in Virginia.
Yes.
Aw.
And Jenny in Virginia, if you'd like to email me, relaxwithdaphne@gmail.com. I still have a place on Wednesday night's meditation for their healing. If you'd like, if they would like to be included on that, I'd be happy to have them.
Oh, they've been married for 60 years. Wow.
Yeah. What a journey.
That's wonderful. And I just want to say thank you to Creative Chick Studios for becoming a new member. Thank you very much. That pops up in my start. And I see Carol Young here. She would like to know a personal insight into 2026. Do you need something a little bit more than personal?
No, I don't. There are going to be detours and some tough roads in 2026, and all of them are contributing to a period of intense growth for you, Carol. And I don't want you to ever lose sight of the fact that these things that are coming are absolutely for your ultimate benefit. And when things are rough, leaning on your spirit guides, I think, is the way to go. And if you don't already have a practice where you're working with your spirit guides every day, I highly recommend it, because you always end up getting a heads up, right? Like there's like a niggling thought at the back of your mind. Well, your spirit guides are not only putting it there, but drawing your attention to it. They want you to protect yourself going into certain situations. They want you to avoid certain people. They want you to go in a different direction. Even though I work with my spirit guides every single day, I still have trouble listening to them. Like a few weeks ago, I had in my mind this thing I wanted to create, and it meant stopping by a charity shop to see if they had any crystal bits that I could put together for this project. And I'm driving by one, and I'm like, ooh, I'm going in there. And they said, no, it's not time. Don't go. But I didn't listen, and I went in. I ended up tripping over a table. I broke all the crystal things I had in my hand, and I have to go to physical therapy. I am not happy that I did not listen to my guides, right? And thank goodness it wasn't anything serious. But Carol, I think for you, building that practice of working with your guides is going to be critical in 2026. And I almost see you like being pulled on a rope, like they are hauling you through some tough times next year. And it's all going to work to your benefit, especially if you can grow in your resilience, your internal discernment, and focus on those guides. I see you happier and stronger and really satisfied with your progress by the end of 2026. And I think the key to it is that you're going to learn so much about yourself through working with your guides.
Absolutely. And she did say she's been through tough times. And she does hold her spirit guides close. And I would concur with Daphne. And I want to also invite you to practice and play. Play with your spirit guides on non-life threatening issues like What what meal to should I have eggs or should I have pancakes? Should I wear the blue shirt or should I wear the red shirt? Just not should I, but feel, test yourself. Say, let me see if I can feel what is in my highest good, and do things that are not life threatening or not detrimental, and not don't someone's life is not hanging in the balance. Something that is every day. And I promise you, not only will you start getting better at it, but you'll also spontaneously be talking and connecting without even knowing it. It'll happen spontaneously and effortlessly. And when you least expect it, you'll be like, huh, I think that was an unprompted direction. Like because you'll be tuned into that listening, tuned into that awareness and listening for those little nudges. I definitely, yeah, it's a very subtle energy, and practicing discernment with that subtle energy is so very beneficial. So that when the big things, come up, what about my car? Do I put it in the repair shop or do I get a new one? When the big things come up, you'll have this practice, this relationship with them. And I really encourage that. Aw,
Yeah.
it
I
just
love that,
is.
Jean. Oh,
Hmm.
thank you. Thank you so much. And so are you. Even though it's going to be a tough year, you are going to be victorious at the end of it. And I'm getting chills as I say that, and I want you to hold on to that and circle back to it next December and see how you feel about what you've been through. That is amazing. And I love, Jean, that you say that it's like a sacred play, right? We can play with this. And I keep notes. I keep notes and go back and look at how accurate my insights are, because I want to know. I'm not going to just take this on faith. I want it to be real, and I want it to work, and I want to be able to help other people with it. So experimenting, keeping track of things. Yeah.
And be kind to yourself along the way, because like Daphne said, when she didn't listen to her guides and she went in to the crystal shop anyway, she still learned the lesson of listening. She still learned what that it's important to listen to the guidance. And because even though she didn't listen, she still got the lesson of listening, of no, oh, that's what that was. That's how important that was for me to listen to. Just like, and so even if you miss a lesson and it becomes apparent, oh, that's what that was, it's the awareness that helps you to grow and to expand. Hmm.
My guides want to remind us that they are learning too, right? Like they aren't ascended masters. They were formerly human, but they have learned a lot more than we have, and they are trying to guide us. And as we learn, their teaching is refined, and they are growing and learning. So we shouldn't feel like intimidated by our guides, right? We are a partnership, and they felt it was important to bring that forward.
Hmm. Yep. I guess I could tell you. Let me just tell you real quick. I was in a meditation, and we all filed into the audience area. We all took a seat, and up on the stage was this big table of galactic guides, like the Federation. All these important guides, all the way up on the stage, and we were all like, "Oh wow, oh wow!" We got in, we sat down, and and when we did, the lights on the stage went down and the lights in the audience came up, and they were asking us questions. They were asking us what we needed to know, what we needed from them. And they were in awe of us because we're here on this planet living through it, and they're only guiding us. So no one of us, not neither one of us is more important than the other, even though they can see and they have awareness and we can't see. We are both the same importance for each other to learn. With us living this and them guiding us and us listening to them, we both can learn and expand together.
That's beautiful. This is one of the most amazing things about being human, and so few of us know about it. So few of us take advantage of it. So if there was one overarching message for 2026, it was to get to know your guides better so that you can be healthier and happier. That's it. We try and complicate it, but it's really rather simple.
It is. It is. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Carol Young. You really sparked a big conversation there. Next is Jan A. After Jan A is Lily 00 or 00012. So this is Jan A. 808. And I guess we would do spiritual on this one, yeah?
I think Jan has the practical well figured out. So yes, I'm going to hold back, Jean, and let you go first on this one.
Sure. So I do feel your closeness to the earth, to the earth's vibrations, the earth's frequency, the plant life, the animal life, and um, the energies. And it's the unseen energies, the realms around. I see you very close to that earthly realm and the earthly energies, but it's different realms in that earthly energy. And I do see you moving away from the material just a little bit more. I do see you letting go of some norms and some, not keepsakes, but, things that you think that you need around you, and letting go of some of those material possessions that represent the old way, or the previous way, not necessarily old, it's the previous way of self self-worth. Is because the things that we gather, the things that we remind us around ourselves. It's not sentimental things, but some of the material things that we think that we might need. And you might be letting go of some of these, and it would be ceremonial, or in like, as an example, or as a I can't think of the word, like, just as a representation of letting go of material needs. You'll be letting go of some of your own material needs in representation of all of humanity, letting go of some of their material needs. And that we're moving into a new consciousness, a new awareness, a new, the power and the unseen is really going to be coming in to replace all of that physicalness. But I see you very close to that earthly plane, that you have this ability to transcend and to move into even more of a energetic environment around you. I hope that was helpful for you. And she said, yes, yes. And she said, spot on.
Well, the reason why I wanted to hold back is because I have been meditating with Jan for a long time, and and she is so near and dear to my heart, and I wanted to make sure that wasn't going to be affecting your reading. But I absolutely saw the same thing. When I looked down the year for Jan, I saw a sharp correction in the spring, like a shift to the left, and even though it is a jarring change, the new path feels so good. It feels so right. And one of the things that Jan is blessed with is a very good sense of humor and a sense of play. And that is just going to be able to expand after this adjustment. So if it feels like it's kind of hard going the first few months of the year, don't worry. It's going to get better. And there's going to be, no matter what happens, no matter what you let go of, no matter what is left on the road behind you, this new path is so bright and clear, and it just feels joyous.
it will help raise her own energy and vibration as well. And they're reminding me of Wayne Dyer. Let go of all of his homes, all of his possessions, all of his wardrobe, all of his, $500 suits, and $1,000 Italian leather shoes. And he walked around in natural linens and handmade shoes or moccasins. And he walked around with very, very little. And he said, I have so much energy, so much focus. Like all of those things were like weighing on him and sort of holding and occupying his energy. And he felt more free by letting go. I'm sure there was an adjustment period, but his awareness and his spiritual development just excelled and bloomed from there. And I've always remembered that. It was interesting the way he was describing it as he was moving through that period in his life. And I just thought that was an amazing transformation and a lot of courage to actually physically walk through that.
My guides are reminding me that it's not that we have the things, it's our relationship with the things. Are we giving our power to them? You can keep your little silk flowers or whatever, but make sure they don't own you and that they're not between you and the relationships that you want to have. That's what they're telling me. So I'll have to take my own good advice.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Jan. So good to see you in there.
Thanks, Jan. Okay, Lily, 00012, and then after Lily is Brina. Oops, I gotta click on it. Okay, so it looks like a general or spiritual. So Lily, if you don't mind just saying hi in the chat. I don't know if I saw you. Oh yeah, you're here. You're here. I see you. Okay.
My sense is that this person is deceptively fragile looking on the outside, but with an incredible core strength. And this year is going to test your strength and resilience. I almost see like growing in a new way. It's almost like a vine, right? That grows and climbs a certain way, and then when it meets an obstacle, it has to adjust and climb in a different way and twist out of their original path. There are some people in your life who may fall away this year. They might just take themselves out of your orbit, and letting them go with love, it is going to test you, and it will bring you tremendous peace of mind.
Yep. Yeah, that's some of the hardest things to let go of is the relationships, but it reminds us of how things used to be and our old boundaries and our previous, I should start saying not old, but previous boundaries and our previous way of interacting with individuals and letting them go with love and with understanding that you're on your path and they are on their path, and not one is right or wrong. It's just different. And in order for us to continue to grow, we need to surround ourselves with different types of stimulation and energy. Lily, I see you with pets. I see you with dogs. Um, and they really ground you, but they also, I don't know if you have one cat and one dog, but they also raise your vibration, and your frequency, your compassion, and this unconditional love. And it helps you to grow through those tough times. They support you emotionally and energetically. You think that they're just there, not just, but somebody to love, somebody to nurture, but they're there to help you spiritually too, to manage through and navigate through the tougher times. And they play such an important part in our lives. They allow us to take care of them and to you know, give us the opportunity to have a meaningful part in somebody else's life, um, and have this, our self worth be uh, have a representation.
I heard from her guides that they want you to microdose joy, right? Like little bites of pleasure. Like don't save it all up for a big vacation at the end of the year. Take a weekend if you need it, take an hour to do something that feeds you and nurtures your spirit. Yeah, they're very, very big on not waiting to experience pleasure.
So she says, well, yes, Daphne, that's really already happening. May I simply ask for some validation about the people, like siblings, parents, children, that would affirm my feelings greatly. But I feel this already. And then she says, oh, that's beautiful, Jean. I've been looking for a cat and dog for 2 years, especially with feeling like the humans are leaving my orbit. Wow.
I'm reluctant to say which relationships will end, but I will tell you I see new people coming in towards the end of the year, and you might have this period in between the change to one relationship and then a new beginning. And it's that gap, that sort of interim period where you have the opportunity to look at yourself and how you are being the best person you can be to yourself. There's that opportunity to not only even moving away from all the little self harms that we do to ourselves, right? When we say mean things to us about our appearance, or we chastise ourselves for anything that we would do as a normal human being, right? We have an opportunity to be incredibly compassionate and kind, even as we strive to achieve our standards and goals, right? So finding that balance within ourselves makes you more magnetic and more appealing to the people in your life. And it's possible that if we learn our lesson, we don't have to let those people go, right? If we learn out what we need to learn, maybe nothing has to change on the outside. It's a bit of a paradox set up by humanity having free will.
Wow. Wow. Beautiful. Well, thank you very much. And let's go on. Brina is next. And after Brina is Ascending Universal. All right. So Brina says, may I have a reading about career in 2026?
What an incredible time to be having a career right now. Like, there are plenty of people who would love to have a career, but just have random jobs, right? That may or may not build to something, but you are building to something, and it doesn't look like what you thought it was going to look like, and it doesn't look like what people say it should look like. There's something really unique about what you are putting together, and following your instincts, just, even if it's counterintuitive, you should take this class, or you should go to that networking event. That those little subtle nudges from your guides are going to help you build something. Whatever you're building in 2026 is not going to be done in 2026. This is a multi-year project that it just gave me huge chills. This is a multi-year project you're working on, and I hope that in a couple of years you'll come back and tell us what it was, because it looks amazing. I'm really excited for you, and it doesn't matter if other people aren't enthusiastic and don't see your vision. So what? You have a really unique and particular way that you're going about this, and I'm very excited for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I do see you doing something entrepreneurially, if that's a word, and in entrepreneurial style. And I do feel like you're going to be doing it in conjunction with a current position that you're already in, doing it both at the same time. And I feel as though it's a creative and a soul led inspiration, and through passion. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It's going to be a push and a pull and a tug for you. But I do feel as though it is a it's it's something that you love. It's a work that you love. So it's not really work, but it is as frustrating as work. But your love and your passion will keep bringing you back. Um, try not to try treat yourself kindly, treat yourself gently, forgive yourself along the way, and keep moving forward. Um, keep the goal in sight, and almost like be your own cheerleader through the. And I feel as though it might evolve. It might start out as orange, and then when you get there, it might turn out to be purple. Like you're going in the direction, but then it might be just a little bit to the left or something. It's going to go here because but it's okay to let yourself evolve through this as well. Um, but good for you. And I think that what you want to do for you through your own passion, through your own ingenuity, is really the key. And it's like your deepest, darkest desire to, not your darkest, but your strongest desire to do this. And I do feel as though it will end up being successful. But similarly to what Daphne has said, it might not come to fruition in 26, but you'll be on your way in 26. Aw. She says, I feel like
Yes.
I've started on that path. Good for you, Brina.
Yes. And Jean, you make it look so effortless. You're monitoring for questions, you're looking for the responses, you're keeping tabs on everyone. I love it. I'm in awe.
Thank you, Daphne. I will take that compliment and really put it where all my doubts are, for sure. It's not easy driving, but
No.
once you do a little bit more, that practice, you get a little easier.
Very satisfying.
Hmm. Okay, so um, next is ascending, and after ascending, we have shine truth. So ascending would like a reading on spiritual path for 2026. Thank you, Christine Thomas. You're sweet.
Well, ascending universal butterfly. I'm getting this little sensation of frustration, like you're looking through the glass and you see what you want on the other side, but you have no idea how to break through, and you're spending a lot of time on the form, right? I'm doing this thing because this is where it will lead me, and but there's that inner doubt. And first of all, I think it's healthy to have a little edge, that little bit of humility that there's more to learn and there's more you could be doing. But the message I'm getting for you is that you can relax and play, right? Take a more playful, more generous, more loving approach to yourself and your own growth, because I mean, it's like a plant, right? The plant will grow as fast as it can, but you can't rush it. And there is a deep desire on your part to get there already, right? Am I there yet? None of us are there yet. And it's possible that none of us ever will be there, right? It truly is the path, the journey, the day-to-day experiences, the moment-to-moment inspiration, and through it all, just being the most loving person you can be, I think is all any of us can do. And they're reminding me that we do not have to do great things. We can do small things with great love, right? Isn't that the quote? So infusing every activity with that desire to fulfill your spiritual potential, I think can be one of the most satisfying ways to live. Right? So that's what I'm getting for ascending universal butterfly. You're farther along than you know, and there's miles to go, and it's beautiful.
Wow. Wow. I think you're a poet and don't even know it. You're farther than you know. You have miles to go. Well, that was beautiful, Daphne. Thank you. So I got Ascending Universal. You are very much like me that we like to drive. You're the driver, and you have your expectations because you are a rule follower and you follow the steps because you want to learn and you want to learn the right way. And then what you do is you have this comparison that comes in, well, and you start looking around and seeing the difference between you and others, and you start doubting yourself or second guessing yourself or thinking that you're doing something different or wrong or right. And what I am hearing for your 2026 is to embrace your uniqueness. Your uniqueness is so very powerful. This is what distinguishes us from each other, and we have different strengths. If we were all the same, how boring would that be? How many people would not be helped because we were all the same? And that's the all the sameness is what we're moving out of. Like they thought, well, if we teach you reading, writing, and arithmetic all the same to everybody, and we couldn't learn that way because we're each individuals. Some people like song to learn. Some people liked no sound, just looking at the words to learn. Some people wanted action, hands on to learn. We all learn differently, so we all teach differently. We all evolve differently, and it's our own uniqueness that is our greatest asset. So embrace your uniqueness. Try to uh, refrain or to not hold yourself accountable in the comparison. Comparisons can teach you and help you to learn, but try not to let that stop your growth uh, or to dim your shine. Shine as you are. Shine you, the way that you grow. I'm telling you, I don't do anything that any of my teachers taught me to exactly the way they taught me. The way that they taught me, I tried, and then it came out a different way. So I'm doing it the way I know how, the way that works best for me. And we all tweak and change and change these things to fit our energy, our strengths, our uniqueness. And this is where I think you're going to be embracing your uniqueness in 2026.
I love that.
Time for Butterfly to sit and listen a while playing. Very nice. Very nice. You know, it's I better keep walking then. Good for you. Good for you. You know, she said, "You ladies are amazing and fabulous. Bless you both. Thank you so much. You're very welcome, Ascending." You know, I it's a reminder. It's almost like you know it. I know you know it, but it's a good little reminder because we sort of get here and then we get here and we're like, "Oh yeah, that thing I learned back here, I forgot all about that. That's important for me to carry along in my journey." Um, I do like going back to the beginning, going back to the basics and relearning or going over the notes of the simple step one, two, and three and seeing how now that we know, now that we've experienced what we've experienced, going back to the basics and going back to step one, two, and three, how much more in depth, how much little nuance that we could have picked up that we may have missed or that we, uh, see it differently now when we go back to step one, two, and three. I think it's really important. It's like that onion layer or that spiral that you see in all those memes. We continuously learn, and now that we're at a different mindset or a different education level or experience level, that when we learn steps one, two, and three again, it means something totally different. And I'd like to invite you to do that as well.
You were, as you were speaking, I kept seeing the word mastery in front of my face, right? Like, a lot of us are ready to step into mastery. And if you are, that could be like the longest step up, right? The final step might be the steepest. And if you're not ready for it, there's no hurry, there's no rush. Maturing, going back to the beginning, re-looking at everything, revisiting material, reincorporating it, making corrections to misapprehension or misunderstandings, and then taking that big step when you're ready. I think 2026 is going to test a lot of us, and it's going to clean up some of the like little hanging threads that we need to clear out, right? And we need to snip them off so that we can move forward in one piece, whole, ready for mastery.
Beautiful. Wow. I'm looking forward to that. Wow. Okay. So thank you very much, Ascending Universal Butterfly. And Shine Truth is next. She said, I would love to know any spiritual insights. I love this spiritual. And she said, possibly move or out of state. I got to know for next year. I got to stay where you are. Maybe do some planning, maybe do some searching and investigating, but and maybe even packing. But I'm not seeing a big move for you for next year. I think you're going to want to stay where you are and maybe go 6 months, or if you can, or month to month, or I don't know. But I don't see a big move for you for 20, or didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. I got you staying where you are, and then revisiting it again this time next year. I think that you'll have more determination, more empowerment, and more. You'll see things for what it is. You'll have more, not more vision, but more clarity. You'll have more clarity. Right now, it's almost it's good to think about, and it's good to prepare, but I don't see the move happening or the change happening in 2026. How about you, Daphne?
I was really struggling to interpret what I saw. What I saw was Shine Truth running as fast as possible, but hitting the limit of a tether and being yanked right back to not even the beginning, but before the beginning. And I was really struggling to understand what that meant. I think there's something in the past that you may have left unresolved. And whatever that is, it might need you to circle all the way back and really pay attention and come with your whole open heart to curing whatever it was and whatever happened. I don't know what this is in regard to. It could be family member. It could be, you left something unfinished and you need to go back and clean up the loose ends, tie up the loose ends. And I don't want you to feel discouraged that that's what 2026 is bringing to you. If that's the case, it must be vitally important to your soul's growth. So I think your guides will, obviously they're going to be with you every step of the way, but working with them what I'm getting is like some part of you is going to think this is boring and pointless and why do I have to do this? But if you work with your guides and you see what's underneath it, the loving energy that is underneath this effort, I think you will find it really, I think you're just going to be incredibly grateful for the opportunity to cure whatever this was. And even though, 2025 is supposedly a 9 year when you wrap everything up, and next year is a 0 year, and maybe this isn't your 9 year. Maybe this is your 4 year. I don't know. I don't know why you have to go back and repair and mend and redo, but I see it as a necessary step going forward. And I think by the end of it, you're gonna. I think there are complicated emotions involved, but I think at the end of it, you're going to be so glad and so satisfied and so grateful that the opportunity came your way. That's what I'm getting from that.
Um, I think that's really interesting. And, I feel as though time is going to fly for you, Shine Truth. I feel like it's almost going to feel like another month and we'll be here next year because so many things are going to be happening around us and changes and developments. And it's almost like, you know, you're, it's not going to be as long as it seems. Like 1 year is going to feel like maybe 1 month, and not exactly, but it's just you're going to say, "Wow, we went through all that, and it's this time of year again," and um, but I think that time is going to fly. It's almost like you're going to not even notice that it's going by. Yeah.
It's a big year for Shine Truth. Really, really important juncture in spiritual growth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you very much. And Jenny in Virginia is next. And she said, I'd love to know any messages you ladies have for me in 2026, some insights on how to make the most of 2026.
Well, Jean, for Jenny in Virginia, I'm immediately getting a subtle readjustment. She strikes me as somebody who is giving and caring and helping everyone around her, putting herself at the bottom of the list. And that feels thin and dated and not necessary anymore. So I would like to see Jenny in Virginia centering her own soul's growth and her own satisfaction in the middle of her life, because each of us came here to accomplish a certain thing, and sometimes it is in relationship to other people. Like I'm finishing up a 3,400 year karmic cycle with a particular person in my life at this time for very good reasons. Right, so that relationship is really central to achieving the spiritual goals that I have for myself in this life. And I just feel like Jenny in Virginia has an opportunity that maybe she wasn't looking for, to step into the spotlight. And I think it's going to be really a pleasant surprise, not only to her but everyone around her, just what she can do when she's allowed to keep her energy and to put it into projects and processes and events that she cares about. So I'm really excited to hear. I'd love to yes, yeah. This is important work, and even I've been a caregiver. I know what it's like, and that whole feeling of, I must do this because we must, right? We must do that. And at the same time, prepare for a time when you have those opportunities to take care of your business for yourself. Both things can be true, respite care, recruiting other people to help, making sure that you do have opportunities in 2026 to invest in your future. That's what I'd like to see for you next year.
That's so beautiful, Daphne. Thank you. And she said, yes, I'm taking care of my 90-year-old mother right now. And she says, oh, thank you so much, Daphne. And this is that putting, others before you and sacrificing your own wants and needs and desires in order to help other people is what Daphne was saying. And she could feel that and sense that. And I feel as though it's in your energy, even before you started taking care of your mother. That's just the way that you are. and or the type of person or the type of energy that you have. But I do feel as though this time is not wasted. Your life is not put on hold. You are growing, expanding, and learning and developing plans and likes and dislikes, and um, you know, just developing and growing. Even while you're taking care of your mom, you may not be able to do all of the things that you want to do, going to the restaurant or going on a getaway weekend or whatever it is. Like, though we understand that there are sacrifices that you're not able to do everything that you want, but I do feel as though there's a lot of growth, a lot of change, and this time was very well spent. It was almost like a self-examination to find out more about who Jenny really is. I feel like you, even though you're setting yourself aside, it's that downtime and that quiet time in order for you to really get to know who Jenny is and what Jenny is all about, and what her strongest desires would be, her soul's desires. And I do see you expanding and opening up your awareness and growing. You're growing in ways that is like a spiritual maturity that is, you wouldn't have had time to do this if you had any other responsibility, or if you were jet setting, or if you were traveling, or if you were out with your friends or doing 90 things. You wouldn't have had the time or the wherewithal or the energy or the spontaneous desire to examine who this soul of Jenny truly is. So I think that this is not on hold. This is not wasted time. I think it's a silver lining.
Yeah, I took care of my mom in her last illness, and even though it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, I would not trade 1 minute of it, because
Mm,
the blessings of it just continue to echo throughout my life. So it's very
yep,
beautiful, Jenny.
yep.
Yeah.
And Cindy and Encinitas knows, and she says this time is sacred for both of you, and there's no bigger privilege than to be offered the opportunity
Yes.
to fill that role.
Yes.
Yeah.
So beautifully said. Cindy and Encinitas, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of us have been there.
Yeah.
Well, that is going to be the show for today. And I would like to show everybody a little bit about my events. I didn't get a chance. I think we went right into this really spontaneous messaging in the beginning of this show. And I wanted to share it with everybody what events are coming up for me, if you don't mind, Daphne. Um, I want to share my webpage here. And I'm just going to start. This is the page that you see when you first come onto my website. Here are all the readings. If anybody is interested in booking a reading, you can look and read through these. And if and then go up here, and there's an events tab. It's right underneath of this picture here. Click on the events tab, and you'll see the events that I've held in the past. And you see it says out of stock here. And this was the past life mini readings we had on November 16th. This was amazing, very powerful event that we had. It was such a beautiful group. And then I also had my psychic study practice group on November 23rd. And this was, I wanted, a lot of people were asking me, do I have to buy the whole package? I offer these in spring package, fall packages, summer packages, and they're like, what if I just want to come once? So I put it on here. And what the beauty of that is, you'll be able to click on it, read a little bit about what the offering is. And then right now it's sold out because it's past the date. But when you click, let me just show this one then, because it won't show me. When you click on this attend, you'll fill out, it's like the payment process. You just put your email and your name, but you won't actually make a payment, because this particular evidential mediumship demonstration is a free event. So you go through as if you were paying, but it won't ask you for your payment information because there is no cost. And once you fill out the information and click attend, you'll get an email receipt with the actual a Zoom link in that email for the event. So you want to hold on to that email, because that's the Zoom link that you're going to be going into. And this is on Sunday, December 14th at 1 p.m. And it is with Wisdom Seeker Joan, Gerald from Tarot Stash, and myself. We're going to be doing a group evidential mediumship demonstration, and this is in a closed container that allows us to open up our invitation to everybody's loved ones, who everybody who is in this group, all of your loved ones. We're calling on all of them to come forward, and the ones who have a message for you will come through first. It's a little bit different rather than you asking us, but it's the way it used to be done, or the way that most mediums work, you know. But since I was taught to do mediumship on YouTube, I was taught, because we only had a little 5-minute time, to ask you for the name and the relation of who you really wanted to talk to the most. And that's how I was taught. So that's how we do it here on YouTube. But a lot of mediums only do the evidential mediumship, and they only wait for your loved ones to come forward before they give you a message. And they all say, I hear on the in the circuit, I do these shows, these psychic fairs, you know, and I hear all the mediums say, I can't guarantee that that the person you want to talk to is going to come through. And I'm like, really? Like, really? But that's the way they were taught, you know, and this is the way I was taught. And this is going back to Ascending Universal. Remember I said you're going to do it your own way and don't compare yourself? So it's really important that this is a perfect example. But anyway, so if anybody is interested, please do. And you can just click anywhere on this bar and you can check it out, and it's free and you can check it out. Now, I do also have my psychic study practice group event on December 14th, later that afternoon. And if you're interested in that, you can go through the same process. And then I'm also offering a chakra healing workshop on December the 28th, and that's at 3 p.m. Eastern. And I did this in September. It was phenomenal. We go through all of the chakras. We go through what they look like, what they mean, what they relate to, and the auric field here. This is why I chose this image, because it's such a beautiful image with all of the chakras and the auric field. You can't talk about one without talking about the other. Now, we introduce you to the auric field. We don't go into that in depth. And then after I introduce you to all of the chakras and all of their meanings and their functions, we go into a chakra healing meditation together. And it is very, very impactful and empowering and transformational. It's really wonderful. So if anybody's interested in that, you can check that out as well. Now, I also have memberships. Let me just take this down. I offer memberships on my channel, and if you already are a member on my YouTube, any of my events for 2025 are included in that membership fee. So I will be putting the Zoom link in the members only posts. So you're going to want to look in like a day or two before the event. I'll put the actual Zoom link in the members only post. So all the members will have access to that Zoom link, and you just jump in because it's all included just for 2025. When 2026 starts, all of my members get my events half price. So we'll go back to that. So it's still a big savings, but it's just so much fun to get together and to experience and to expand and to learn and to hang out together. And I'm telling you, you guys are more powerful than you know. The results of these events that I'm having are always exceeding my expectations because of how much energy, how much love, how much just your abilities and techniques and your awareness comes in and really enhances the whole experience. So it's so much fun.
There's nothing like group energy to do this type of work. It is amazing. And you and I are going to be getting together in January to do another show about chakras. And I'm really excited for that. So we're going to have so much fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I know, right? And Harley, hi Harley, and she says, sounds like a great way to start off the new year with chakra cleansing. Yep.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes,
And
yes,
this
yes.
is going back to the basics. And the messages that I bring through are also messages that I've been taught before in my development. And I've been taught that going back through the basics is really a wonderful way of expanding and developing my own abilities. It truly is. It's you think that you've already done that, but once you go through it, you've missed things. But not only you miss things, but you have this understanding now and this vision or this perspective that now when you learn it again, or when the information is presented again, the perspective, it means so much more. It means something different to you. So I encourage you, and this is what my spirit guides are telling me about the chakras, and they're like, oh Jean, it's so 1990s, why are you telling us about chakras? We all learned about that. But my spirit guides are like, go back. This is your energy center. This is our awareness. This is our who we are. We are, we've only been taught that you're a human, that you're flesh and blood and bones. No, no, no. We are an energy center that houses flesh and blood and bones, and it just goes on and on. I know I get so overzealous about it, but yeah. And
Passion.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Well, thank you very much, Daphne. And please do go over and subscribe to Daphne. It's Relax with Daphne. And she will be posting on her post page and sending out information about her next events on her YouTube as well. So please do stay tuned. And thank you very much, Daphne, for all of your expertise, all of your insight. I really appreciate you coming and spending time together with me.
Thank you so much, Jean, and thank you to your wonderful audience. Thank you. It's great to spend time together.
All right. Thank you again. Bye bye, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.